No, thank you. Oh, okay. Do AC. Well, you came on a good day. That's never happened before, ever.
All right.
It's really fun. Okay, all right.
He told you it was going to be a show.
Oh my God.
Just literally in this one
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
It's cute. But is that what is supposed to happen? I got nervous because someone was like holding out their hands and we could do something like dance or whatever, and I'm like, no thank you, no thank you.
Yeah, I wasn't sure either. I'm like, am I supposed to stand up
Like,
or?
I don't know what you want me to do, and I'm not going to do it. Nobody else doing anything. Don't make me.
That's funny.
I'm going to pass some two seats down. Jennifer's new to this luncheon. Let's have her do it.
Wow. Talking about taking one for the team. I'll tell you the backstory later. But before I start, let me respect proper protocol. First of all, thank the NBCA for hosting this event. Thank you for having me. To all the members in attendance, elected officials, business community, and more. I'd like to recognize my family, superintendent of schools, my wife, Dr. LaQuetta Small, Sam. Damien Allen, my Uncle Sonny and Aunt Patty, in the back. And this lady, y'all say Marty Small's a little crazy, it's because she dropped me on my head in the bathtub at 11 months. My aunt, who's more like a mother figure, Gloria Small, is there. And I would also like to thank the entire IT team, Patrick Quinlan, our Director of IT, Andrew Kramer, our Public Information Officer, because generally I have a month to prepare. Literally, we had 6 days to prepare, so everybody put in long hours, so forth and so on. To the Lieutenant Governor, thank you for your undying and unwavering support of the great city of Atlantic City. To the DCA team of my ace, my deal maker, Jacqueline Suarez, who is one of the best horse traders in the state. Rick Riccadella, Phil Gonzalez, Mike Grossman, and the legendary Chris Brown. Now you get it a little bit. So, in 2020, I was married for about 64 days, and I had to prepare a State of the City address, and we wanted to rebuild the partnerships in the great city of Atlantic City. So I called it Partnering for a Perfect 2020 Vision. Then in 2021, the slogan was, "Vengeance is mine," said Atlantic City, and we were coming back for everything that COVID-19 took for us. Then we needed to come together as a community. Last year, the title was Together We Rise. And this brings us to our new theme this year, The Transformation Begins. We're going to take the great city of Atlantic City to another level. Hence, I was dressed as a Transformer-like figure. Remember that jingle? I was a kid when the Transformers came out, and it said, "Transformers, more than meets the eye." And why is that important? Because over the course of this State of the City address and this presentation, Atlantic City is more than meets the eye. We want to not only transform the city, but all 2023 and beyond, we want to control the narrative. We want to put the facts out. The vision for 2023. We're going to transform the way we provide relief to our taxpayers. We're also going to transform the way we police. We're going to transform the way we clean. We're going to transform the way that we care for our youth and our seniors. And we're also going to transform to the way that we attract families to Atlantic City. We're going to transform the way we control the narrative about Atlantic City. And we also going to transform Beta Field to a multi-industry site that more than doubles our rateable base. And the taxpayers together. So, will Director Toro Abergarin and Patrick Quinlan come to the stage quickly? Little backstory. I told Toro, since we didn't announce it at the State of the City before, that we was going to give her flowers. She's the city's Director of the Year in 2020 and in 2021. So Toro was very competitive. So this is the trophy that will be in City Hall that goes to the office of the winning director. And each of them got individual trophies, one with a businessman, one with a businesswoman, But this is the Director of the Year Award, and it's a light bulb because we have the best and brightest here in the great city of Atlantic City. So Toro, as much as you want to hold on to it, pass it off to Patrick Quinn. Congratulations, guys. Transformational leadership. I've always been a transformational leader. Heard Scott Klein say when I was in my Transformer uniform that I tell it like it is. I think outside the box. I'm bold, creative, and aggressive. Transformational leadership is the ability certain leaders have to inspire, motivate, and mobilize supporters and followers in order to create change or achieve the seemingly impossible. Oh, under this administration, we definitely achieved the seemingly impossible. The very basis of the word transformational means to generate change and make improvements. Under transformational leadership, employees are able to identify and work towards achieving the organization's goal thanks to the inspired and motivational command of management. Transformational leaders are less concerned with the day-to-day transactional matters of the business and more focused on bringing out the best in their employees or followers by inspiring, motivating, and engaging them to pick up their vision and make things happen. This type of leadership is about producing real change and finding solutions to problems by building up employees and giving them the resources necessary to thrive. These type of leaders are often people you'll hear say a role model or someone that we look up to. City Hall employees, can I get amen? There I am, larger than life by City Hall. These department by department goals is important to the business community because once again, we want to change that narrative that city workers don't do anything. So, one of our goals this year is to develop innovative ways to increase economic development. The business administrator and I were on a call with a group out of Chicago that's nationally renowned. They're flying here to the city of Atlantic City in February to tour the city, to tour its assets. But this type of program will be real change where, you know the saying, buy the block, the people in the community buying properties, it would allow Atlantic City residents to invest in properties and resources as we move forward. Re-envisioning the planning and development department. Our acting director, soon to be permanent director, soon to be permanent director, Jack Howard, has done a great job. We're going to give him the tools to succeed. We're going to streamline the processes. All the red tape that developers go through sometimes, we're going to stop that because thanks to a U.S. Economic Development Authority grant, we will have a concierge service at City Hall, and that person will work hand in hand with developers to make sure that their projects go through without the necessary red tape. We're going to continue to increase the transparency of the city's website via CityStat, ComStat, and on social media. And we're going to focus to have a one-stop shop where everything that's going on in the city of Atlantic City, you can find it on our website. And before I go any further, I would like to thank the state of New Jersey because it was their idea, not mine, of CityStat, ComStat, and it's really working very well. Dr. Black. We're going to continue to prudently manage the city's finances by doing more with less. And the Anthony Swan Energy Savings Improvement Program, which we'll go through later, that will make various changes to the infrastructure of city buildings and that is savings which will be no cost to the taxpayers. And once again, maintaining accountability for all departments, giving them the resources to succeed, and focused on citywide training. Oh, you gotta see these employees are getting trained like never before. And more importantly, the year-to-year citywide department and per employee evaluations every single year for accountability purposes. And that has never happened under any administration in the city. Let's talk numbers. I have a saying that men, women, political opportunities lie, but the numbers and facts don't. Let's talk about Atlantic City's finances. We're up 57 employees. Last year, as of December 31st, we had 850 employees. This year, as of December 31st, we have 907. That's because we finally fully staffed those departments that we'll get into later. Great job by the city's tax collector's office as our rates continue to grow. 97.6 in 2020, 97.7 in 2021, and 98.2 as of this conversation today. And that's extremely important because Moody's and Standard & Poor's, which I'm going to get into a little later, they couldn't believe our collection rate. When cities and municipalities was furloughing, laying people off, cutting back, this great city of Atlantic City was thriving. That's thanks to the financial position that we was able to keep the city in, that no one during COVID got laid off, no one got fired, and we continue to deliver for the people of Atlantic City. Well, that's the wrong slide, but I know the numbers. Let me tell you a story about Atlantic City's debt. You hear people, and it's important to the business community. That's why people are investing. They don't believe in investing unless you have a stable environment, you have a stable government, and we want to continue to do that. So the city's debt as of 2019 was $531 million. Big number. As of today, the city's debt is $441 million. And let me break those numbers down. It's not wasteful spending, like people, the cute phrase that people want to talk about. It's not City Hall hiring everybody. The numbers don't lie. We had 1,400 employees just a few 6 years ago. Now we're down to 907. However, the important fact, the real stranglehold on our debt was because of casino tax appeals. We all remember the Bogota settlement when it was one number 2 weeks and 2 weeks later it was another number. You can't make it up. But who was hurting? It was the taxpayers of Atlantic City. So we had $227 million out of that debt. In addition, you remember that we had to pay the state of New Jersey back for health benefits and pension. $54 million in 2016, that number's down to $42 million now. And the city's debt, meaning the debt that the city incurred itself, $95 million. I bet you didn't know that, right? But we're here to change and control the narrative about what people say about Atlantic City. Here are our debt payments. Let me educate you. In 2022, you see that number, $41 million. That was in the budget. That makes your budget go up or makes your budget go down. Follow me, ladies and gentlemen. 2023, $40 million. 2024, $38 million. 25, $37 million. 26, $36 million. You notice the trend? And what we call internally is the cliff. 2027, our debt payment goes down to $23 million. 23 million. So, to educate you further, let's just play simple mathematics. If the budget was 200 million that year, and we got less 13 million, the budget is 187 million. Can you imagine a $13 million savings to the taxpayers? Combine that with doubling the rateable base from Beta Field. That's why we say that Atlantic City will go from one of the highest tax to the lowest tax. Woo! Revenue and Finance Department, 2023, for the 5th straight year, and this is not like Atlantic City, but this is the culture that we've established. For the 5th straight year, we will have a tax decrease. Give that a round of applause. I saw a Toro hide under the table. We want to minimize the impact of the rising costs for state health benefits. The city of Atlantic City has no choice on behalf of the taxpayers to explore our options. And any of our financial team members will tell you, when I'm on that phone call with Moody's and Standard & Poor's, oh, I'm definitely controlling the narrative. I'm not going to say too much because the Associated Press has said they'll let them know what I said. But this year, and I believe we should have got it the last 2 years, we're going to get a 2-tier upgrade from Moody's and Standard & Poor's and continue the positive outlook here in the great city of Atlantic City. More aggressive measures from the financial department. I get a call, it's about 9:30, it's Revenue and Finance Director Turbo Aberdeen. She says, Mayor, we really haven't been doing it. I would like to get a permission to invest some of the city's money. Again, I said I'm aggressive and I'm bold. And I'm not afraid to fail. You can't be. So what do? We invested money. We expected to get $190,000 back. We got $1.4 million in a mere 6 months. So just if we did nothing for a whole year, that's $2.8 that the taxpayers didn't have. Talk to George Helmy, the front office, talk to the Lieutenant Governor, talk to DCA. We're working closely to develop a continuous revenue stream for Atlantic City residents. I'm not going to regurgitate the fighting from the sports gaming bill that didn't make it, that would have gave us money. I'm not here to hurt our partners from Crete. They do a tremendous job for the city of Atlantic City. But they made a commitment that they will work together with us to come up with a continuous revenue stream that the Atlantic City taxpayers will get every year. New revenue streams that we got, the $6 million from the casino hotel tax that I know the firefighters and the police department are extremely happy with. We got $425,000 from the global opioid settlement and the 800-pound gorilla in the room. We don't know what those numbers are, but we know that the city of Atlantic City is going to benefit from the cannabis industry. Engineering and grants. We want to continue to provide a safe infrastructure here in the great city of Atlantic City. This year, we will complete Gardner's Basin, Chelsea, and Lower Chelsea bulkheads. Thanks to the Lieutenant Governor's $20 million in our resiliency fund, we will start the Ducktown bulkhead project that should alleviate the flooding in that Texas, Florida, Georgia Avenue area that has been plaguing the city for years, and also the Atlantis Avenue pump station, which is connected to the Baltic Canal, which will alleviate flooding from the inlet and other areas in the city. We did it last year. We did the first bridge in Venice Park. By the end of this year, the second bridge in Venice Park will be complete at no cost to the taxpayers. I had a press conference with Bob Mendez in August, talked about Route 40 and the problems that we had there with flooding and raising the road. At the time, it was $20 million. Thank you to Jim Rotella, our legislative leaders, and more. The city of Atlantic City today now has $54 million for that project. I might get a standing ovation for this one. We're going to synchronize the lights. That's a presentation typo. On Pacific, Atlantic, I'm getting to the powers here, and Arctic Avenue. The boardwalk renovations. Listen, I know how to read between the lines very well, because if you don't know, the Lieutenant Governor is currently searching for property in Atlantic City for her retirement home. And more than likely, she's going to move to one of those new fancy boardwalk condos. So she has a reason to make sure that we get $100 million. And I told Governor Murphy, when they gave Wildwood $4 million, I said, listen here. The last time I checked, the letter A comes before the W, Atlantic City versus Wildwood, and boardwalk funding. The Gardner's Basin renovations, the interior and exterior will be complete. Last year we paid 38 streets, with 24 being fully funded by utility companies and no cost to the taxpayers. This year we scheduled to do 28 streets. And also to create equitable and fairness to the entire city of Atlantic City. We're working with Jim Rotella and the DCA. You've seen the Ducktown the Chelsea Neighborhood Development Corporation. We're going to expand those to the north side of Atlantic City to include Venice Park, West Side, and Boulevard Park. The ever controversial road diet. That was the press conference that we had that day. They cut the sidewalks, they installed the conduit for the light synchronization, and because parts, labor, because parts, labor, and everything else is a problem in the country, the road diet will be paved in this spring. Phase 1 from Tennessee to Main Avenue. But it's not just the road diet. It's more than that. It's improved intersections. It's the aforementioned synchronized lighting. It's the new curbing and sidewalks to go with it as well. And I know a lot of people like to criticize and say, well, it didn't work in this town, it's not going to work here. It's nothing like Atlantic City. And I'm going to say it again. To those of you who are against this, how on earth can we put $21 million worth of pressure on the taxpayers of Atlantic City when we get this free money from the state and federal government? You complain about the condition of Atlantic Avenue, and now you got a free solution. So let's take our chance and make it happen.
We jumped on the meeting. We had a cleanup project twice a month. I think we just had a project clean this morning. We cleaned all of Murray Avenue, and collectively we collected 5 bags of debris on Murray Avenue this morning.
Mayor Marty Sponsorino here. I'm proud to be in the fourth ward today, in the lagoon at Venice Park Playground, in support of the fourth ward Civic Association. Warms my heart when the community takes a stake in criminal work. That's true. Stakeholders. We're going to continue doing projects like this involving the community. And we said right there. Right there.
All right. At last year's State of the City address, to talk about involving the community more with the project Clean Communities. And we have a great group of workers that works extremely hard with the community. We're going to talk about getting the community actively involved via the ward councilman, the at-large councilman, and the community at whole. And we said that we will provide the winning organization the Golden Broom Award. So may I have the Public Works Department's Clean Communities crew come on up?
Participation was a big thing, so right now I would like to present the Golden Room Award to the ward and the individuals that did the best or participated the most, and that would be Augusta Garrett, Richard Day, and that is the fourth ward, the Venice Park Civic Association. They're making their way. We would like to present to you today. First, we have, we can get the award, and we can read what's on here. And this award is special. This was made from scratch. We couldn't find any place that could make the award that we wanted, so we had this made from scratch. And it says, Venice Park Civic Association Golden Rule Award, Project Clean 2022. And they worked really hard. They was out there in the heat, and I said, Miss Augusta, it's too hot, but they was out there cleaning, so they was really good. So we need to give them another round of applause. And we also there a picnic day before you vote, because this is a short town, so you might want to go and have a little picnic. It has plates inside and everything. And we also have some recyclable bags so you can continue cleaning and recycling. Okay? Thank you.
It takes a community approach to keep the great city of Atlantic City clean. So, back, one of the things that we're working on for accountability purpose, and just so you know, every day that I walk in my office, above my door is an acronym-based theme that we govern by. It's called SACE. It stands for Leadership, Expectations, Transparency, and Stability, Accountability, Credibility, and Excellence in Execution. So we're going to be accountable. People complain about the lights. Understand, ladies and gentlemen, every light in the city of Atlantic City don't belong. Go back. Is the GIS mapping system of all city-owned lights that you can see in real time. What lights are out, and we can go right out there immediately and fix it. We're getting a new fuel station at the Public Works Yard. For those of you who know the gas pumps out there, you know what you deal with. Help is on the way. We're going to overhaul our recycling depot center. No other city has this, but we have to make sure that the residents participate more because we're giving them tools to succeed. We want to improve the aesthetics of the city parks and playgrounds, and no more of, oh, I looked at lot 116, block 24. It's owned by someone in eastern Pennsylvania. No, we're getting aggressive. Don't ride by daily every day because if I see it, you see it. So our mantra this year is we see it, we cut it. Can we say we see it? Can we say we cut it? Street training maintenance program that the Lieutenant Governor talked about. We experimented on the block of Georgia and Atlantic Avenue. We're not in the business of throwing away money. That street is eventually going to be paved sometime this year with the road diet. So what do we do? And Rick Riccadella is the czar of shared services. I know he's over there smiling. We're going to partner with municipalities, and when we need to use the machine, we're going to do what we need to do, not only in the tourism district, but in our neighborhoods as well, to create some relief if we're not in a position to pave the entire street. We want to get in compliance with the Department of Environmental Protection. I labeling all of our storm drains, and as I announced with a successful city council vote, we hired the first female director of public works, Kristen Lewis, please stand. And the person that's taking her place, Assistant Director Ahmed Abdullah. And the person that's taking his place, James Graham, is not with us today. Planning and Development. Lieutenant Governor, you got my word. The city will have a new master plan by the end of this year, and Jack Howard is extremely focused on that. But the elements will include health and culture, urban agriculture. We're going to have a comprehensive housing policy that creates walkable neighborhoods. In the first quarter, the fourth quarter, and he privately told me in the third, I said I ain't going to put it up there, that's for sure, that the city is going to have an auction. Why is that important? Over 20 properties sold, and the taxpayers got an extra $2.4 million. The $800 from the Economic Development Authority. And what does that do? That allow us to internally market the city. The casinos have their own marketing to deal with, but we're going to start marketing citywide events, restaurants, and more. The concierge service that I talked about, and small business. City Hall courtyard, parking lots, along with the electric charging station. The city of Atlantic City will give at no cost to the taxpayers. You follow the thing? Electric charging stations. We'll get going to the courtyard a little later. The micro-loan program, I'm gonna get into that a little later. And we're going to increase the staff in the planning department to add a principal planner and another zoning officer. Solicitor's office. When I was the council president in 2016, we met with the administration and we said, for years, you've seen Atlantic City legal fees. Everybody sued the city because they know the city was going to settle. I said, not anymore. We got to fight. If we got to get better attorneys, get the ones that's not doing a good job, get them out of here. We changed the culture. And I said, no more change orders. Your contract is your contract. We've been able to decrease the legal fees over the years. Great job by Mike Perugini. We want to increase the risk management plan. And as I said, the 22 properties that sold for $2.2 million. So we want to continue to act aggressively in how we protect our taxpayers, and more importantly, how we change the culture and show the world that if you want to come sue Atlantic City, there's no settling. We're going to court each and every time. L&I, another partnership. Training with Rutgers University and DCA for hotel inspections and multiple dwelling units. 60 hours. Each and every code enforcement officer will do that. Mold remediation training, and this is a newbie. As of July 22nd, we need training with the state and federal agencies on the New Jersey lead certification law. Also getting more aggressive with code enforcement. We said public works, if we see it, we cut it. But L&I would normally just ticket people behind grass, but their job is going to now include trash removal and debris to assist us along the way for a clean city. And we're going to keep the boardwalk in compliance. We're going to inspect all of those units, and more importantly, dealing with our mercantile office, we want to make sure each and every one of those stores are not selling anything that is destructive to our children. Abandoned property list. Now, through the American Rescue Plan, through CRDA, through CDBG, we should have north of $1 million in funding to continue to be aggressive and demolish these properties that have been historic eyesores. We still got an issue with short-term rentals such as overcrowding, parking, noise issues. We want to work extremely hard, and we gave the director the tools to see at the end of 2022, we hired 7 code enforcement officers to work on that issue as well. CDBG. This is different. When you have a real estate auction, you have people that come, and some people just speculate on Atlantic City, saying, I'm buying this property because I know eventually, I'm gonna get a haul for it. Sometimes that's not good money. What we want to do is empower the community. We want to get 5 to 10 properties on the side for Atlantic City only residents to purchase with our first-time home buyer program. We also want to work with Pat Bailey of Help, the Home Empowerment Learning Program, and they're going to do a quarterly seminar to educate people on the home ownership process, so that way we continuously create new homeowners each and every quarter here in the great city of Atlantic City. Big one, we're going to partner with Ocean Inc., a tremendous community partner, tremendous organization for a re-entry program. We're going to install Wi-Fi pods in the city parks of the people that need it the most. Municipal courts. We are exploring the idea of merging with Pleasantville, taking on Pleasantville to Atlantic City. We get creative and having a repeat offender court once a month. Tina Holmes has done a tremendous job. Once a month for people with long list of charges, but we're going to focus on the charges, but we also want to focus on getting them help. The various wraparound services to make them a better person. It could be mental illness, it could be addiction, it could be more, but the city of Atlantic City Municipal Court is going to be it. We get complaints about, and we're going to have officers trained on writing tickets. Because one mistake, you can let somebody off because the ticket isn't documented right. So instead of the training, we're going to the electronic ticketing model. We're going to renovate the old 1998, nothing was ever done since, the entire public safety building. And through One Neighborhood Evolution, our anti-violence program, in conjunction with municipal court, we're gonna have Put Your Life Back on Track Day. And what I mean internally, city employees still have issues, such as fines, traffic tickets, maybe, child support or other matters. We want to bring those partners in for one day and straighten everyone out. Because charity starts at home. We got to look after our own employees. We're looking to get the court back to the pre-pandemic in-person status, but that's not really, our call. And we need to increase the staffing levels at municipal court. The IT department, we're going to enhance the public safety systems, such as in the police cars, they have real-time information. It's not in the fire trucks. The beach patrol don't have the necessary things when there's a high tide, so forth and so on. So with Patrick's leadership, the employee of the year, we're going to make sure, that we give our public safety the tools to succeed. We're going to replace the technology in City Hall by making everything voice over internet protocol. We're going to implement the citywide surveillance system for the police department. And we want to revamp our city website to make it, more user-friendly, to put the things that the community want to see more. We did it 2 years ago, and now it's time for an overhaul. Public Information Office. We want to continue to attract more people to the city's website. We want to market the neighborhoods and small businesses in the city. We want to find unique and creative ways to continuously promote Atlantic City. It's a lot of good. We want to increase the regional and national exposure by reaching out to different magazines, publications, and more, and talking about how great things are in the great city of Atlantic City. We want to get more eyes on the Great Day Gazette, which is our monthly newsletter. And we want to regularly highlight the exceptional work of our staff members. Speaking of that, can we say Great Day?
Man.
All right, I know some of y'all are going to laugh, but we had a retreat in Jersey City, and we were on the bus, and Chief Evans said, "Hey man, look at that new Jersey City police substation. Look. I turned to the right, out my window, and it was a Krispy Kreme. So late last night, while I was at my son's game, Chief Sarkos came in City Hall and worked with Andrew Kramer on his presentation, because he said that all, and I know they don't do that, but all the fire department does is sleep and have good pillows. So it wasn't me. I support the fire department. So when we talk about doing things for our children, the small administration says what it means and means what it says. We have a junior police academy, but we didn't have a junior fire academy. And at the state of the city, actually, we said we was going to do it. So with that, we had about 30 kids attend a week-long professional training. They did everything from soup to nuts in the fire department. But Chief Evans, you gotta step the game up. We expect that same 2-week program like the police department. I just noticed the little toy fire truck up there. So to expand the junior fire academy, provide safety with bailout training, and again, at no cost to the taxpayers. We're one of the only cities with a historic preservation committee. And we're aggressive. I meet with General Teller monthly and say, go for this, go for that. So last year's State of the City address, I announced that we got the largest of its kind, $750,000 grant. So we knew it came with a match. It was strings attached. So we budgeted the $750,000, but through going back and letting them know how much the great city of Atlantic City needs, I'm proud to say we put that $750,000 back in the taxpayers' pocket, and we got it grant funded for the entire firehouse. And construction should start this spring. One of the creative things, the Connecticut Avenue Firehouse, oldest firehouse in the city. We want to attempt to turn that into a museum, administrative office, and community learning and training center. Human resources, and they had this today. We have supervisory training for all city supervisors, 23 people. It's at the Carnegie Library, and we want to keep our supervisors up to date, have them know the latest and the greatest, so we continue to supervise the best and brightest, which is our employees in the great city of Atlantic City. And also, we have a certified public managers program, which they graduate in March, where leaders in each department go through a course and they become certified public managers, and this is AC cohort number 3. Employee training. I'm proud to announce that we've reached an agreement in principle with my alma mater, Stockton University. As a matter of fact, everybody, let's give the China President Harvey Kesselman a standing ovation. Thank you. Y'all all know what Harvey means to me. You know the story. So, training on Microsoft Office for every single city employee. Sexual harassment training, discipline training, and this just goes to what we've always done with training with our employees, offering them different types as well as subject matter. And speaking of subject matter, you see the discipline, help not hurt. You do something, we're going to discipline you. But what we're going to do is we're going to have you trained in the manner that you need discipline for. So not only will you be disciplined, but you'll learn your lesson as well. New recruitment strategy, we raised the minimum salary, we gave our employees raises. We couldn't compete. We were losing officers, firefighters, other employees in the city, left and right to neighboring towns. Now with that being up, the employees feel better about themselves, and they know that under the small administration, it's going to be opportunities for younger people, college graduates, and we believe in upward mobility. And Crystal Lewis is the definition of that upward mobility. She started in the city of Atlantic City at 14 years old under the Marriage Youth Program and worked her way all the way up to become the director of public works. The police department, the new deployment plan. That's why I said one of the slides was we're going to change the way we police. 3 shifts, no officers are off all weekend, and the days of Atlantic Avenue and Renaissance Plaza being a problem are over. I will not repeat that at next year's State of the City address. Chief Sarkos, this is his own plan. He's embraced it, and the officers are motivated. The $5 million citywide camera initiative. Unfortunately, Chief Sarkos went to Dallas, Texas. Y'all know how I feel about Dallas, Texas. I don't even need to get into that. But he went to Dallas. He called me. It's actually the morning of the Eagles-Cowboys game. He said, "Man, let's hold off on starting this camera project this year." I said, "Nope." Why? State gave us money. He said, "Because I got this new technology that's going to have 5-in-1 cameras. So we're getting 5 times the amount of cameras that we originally thought." As LG said, we continuously working with classroom officers in the school and the Atlantic Avenue Task Force. If any of you is interested in protecting and helping the community, we have positions available. These are the people that are not police, they consider police aides, that will walk Atlantic, sometimes Pacific, and Renaissance Plaza and move people along the way with the assistance of the police. ComStat, CityStat, the CityStat side is for accountability for the departments, and the ComStat is police related, where every 2 weeks, all of the leadership in our fine police department come together to discuss strategies and deal with real data and put the resources that are necessary and conducive to public safety in the areas that need the most.
Hi, I'm Atlantic City Mayor Marty Small Senior, and it's a great day here in the city of Atlantic City. And we want you, that's right, you, to join the best police department in the world, the fine men and women in blue of the Atlantic City Police Department. We want you to join to continue to make it a safe but great day here in the city of Atlantic City.
Integrity, respect, These core values are part of who you are. The Atlantic City Police Department is the perfect place to take your career to the next level. Our officers are part of a talented, dedicated team that works tirelessly to protect and serve all members of our community and tourism industry. Being one of the largest police departments in South Jersey, the ACPD has numerous special teams and units not offered by other agencies, from crisis negotiation to forensics, from narcotics to community policing, from SWAT to K9. We have an opportunity that can fit your skill set in an internationally known city that hosts vibrant neighborhoods, world-class hotels and casinos, and an iconic beach and boardwalk. Atlantic City provides an exciting and dynamic environment, a chance to make a real difference for our citizens and visitors. Our officers go through an intense paid training process with over 1,000 hours of instruction, including procedural justice, implicit bias, racial survival tactics, and an enormous variety of other courses. Our police academy will prepare you to police in today's world. Atlantic City Police Department is a leader in the ever-challenging and rapidly changing field of law enforcement and cutting-edge technology. We stay agile to meet and exceed the needs of all members of our community. There is an opportunity here that most careers can't provide. Help us continue to make Atlantic City a place that is safe for all people. Join the Atlantic City Police Department and find a new calling, a new career, and a new family.
So to the business community, help us help you. If you know someone that wants a great career to work for the best police department in the world, have them apply to the Atlantic City Police Department. Health and Human Services. We want to continue to address the homelessness and mental health issues. Working with the state, who is going to give us a home bazaar to deal with some of these issues that we deal with in the city. We want to provide health and wellness workshops and partnering with Atlantic Care. We've already begun those discussions. And we want to create a dog park. But more importantly, we want to hire 2 social workers because no kids in this area are traumatized like Atlantic City kids. And we want to do something about it. And we want to help them with any issue that they have. Every one of our employees in Vital Statistics will become a certified municipal registrar. New youth, senior, multicultural division. This is the division that I've been fighting for since I've been mayor, and we had support. Here are some of the activities and things that we did with the children of Atlantic City. And those of you who know me, before I became a full-time mayor of the great city of Atlantic City, I did work. All I did was work with children and seniors in this community, create dynamic programs from the Boys and Girls Club to the Atlantic City Board of Education to Principal Academy, Charter School, and we brought that same aggression here with our program because these things weren't existing at this level that we did in the city of Atlantic City. Youth services, because the lieutenant governor told me everything can't be about sports. So what did I do? We created a youth services division that focuses on everything with the youth that does not deal with sports. One comment from a parent, go back. One comment from a parent that says, thank you, my kids thoroughly enjoyed camp. I was impressed with all the interesting and innovative activities and trips. We can't wait till next year. Kudos to you and your team. That goes this year, as you see on the screen, create a week-long college tour, a barbering program, esports, collaborating with other community members that deal with youth so we're not duplicating services. Recreation. You see all of the fun activities. Y'all see the baseball field right there? Right there? I'm letting you guys know that the mayor got cheated in the home run derby. I came in 7th place. I just wanted to put that on the record. But you see the fascinating activities that we're doing now, doing for children here in Atlantic City. And their goals are to build a healthy Atlantic City, creating more sports such as adult fitness, Zumba, etc., community partnership, team building, and offer more leagues. We were blessed in the city of Atlantic City this summer to offer our children for free in partnership with the National Football League NFL flag. And the children had a great time and really went over well. So as of yesterday, as we were preparing for the finishing touches on the presentation, we just got a partnership with the NBA to offer the junior NBA and junior WNBA for our boys and girls here in the great city of Atlantic City. Our multicultural services, which includes our LGBTQ unit. They want to bring more cultures together through the power of music. They have a music appreciation series where they're taking various residents of different cultures to different concerts throughout the city, such as Mark Anthony. I said, I can't even get a ticket to Mark Anthony. They want to further build the awareness, and they want to partner through an Easy Ride program with Ocean Inc., with Lyft and Uber for our senior population. And we're going to have the inaugural AC Pride Parade and Festival. Anti-violence, one neighborhood evolution. As you see, the exciting trips and activities that this anti-violence team has done. We want to continue to reduce the violence and homicides in Atlantic City and make Atlantic City one of the safest places to live and work and visit. Let's stop the noise about shootings in Atlantic City every day. That is not happening, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have our issues? Is it different? It's an urban community. But through hard work of our police department and this anti-violence group, as I say, men, women, political opportunities lie, but the numbers and facts don't. 13 homicides in 2021, 7 homicides in 2022, all of them were solved, and 5 due to gun violence. We are continuing to work with the Gun Violence Reduction Initiative Task Force in partnership with Vision H1, working with Judge Lee and statewide working with Judge Grant, who said that this program could be a model across the state. And we're going to have our re-entry program that I'm announcing today in partnership with Ocean Inc. to give all of our offenders from Atlantic City that is coming home the resources and tools to mainstream back into society. We want to hire kids off the street in partnership with Tanker outlets where the city through CDBG pays the kids, but they get placed by the corporate stores at Tanker, giving them a nice little skirt. Now, Lieutenant Governor's going to remember this. So I become mayor, and I'm prepared. I got my whole plan laid out. And we go into the office afterwards, and she had a question that I couldn't answer. She said, Mayor, who is in charge of your seniors? I said, what do you mean? She said, who's in charge of your seniors? Meaning to do activities with them, so forth. I said, well, the city let the senior division go, but it was more transportation based, it was nothing quality of life based. I said, but that book I just gave you was in my plan to bring it back. She said, Mayor, I'm going to support you. Because of your support, you see all of these exciting things, including the Senior Citizens Gala. We do regular activities such as camp making, Zumba, yoga, bingo, arts and crafts, photography, computer, cell phone lessons, health and fitness, and more. And the services, free haircuts, manicures, pedicures, fan giveaway, Thanksgiving hot meals, and more. They don't want to see Michael Jackson on Broadway. They want the spirit of Philadelphia. And those seniors are so happy that we're offering all these things for the great city of Atlantic City. And it wouldn't be done without you. That was an earlier presentation. I'm not trying to short y'all, see right there. Y'all gave us $650,000. I asked you to trust us with your money. I've been dealing with CRDA since I've been in Atlantic City, 3 years as mayor, before that almost 16 years as a councilman, and I've seen money thrown away. I've seen when people have to have accountability for what they do. They can't present you anything, but again, because of this $650,000 donation, we were able to provide all of these programs and know for sure that I'm coming back this March for more. But thank you, the citizens of Atlantic City appreciate it. American Rescue Grant Funds. We're going to put $4 million into a sports store at Rockaway Field. Now this thing has never happened before. We are going to address the educational disparities with youth. over the next 3 years, we will spend $3 million. $1 million per year. We're going to spend $500,000 on 50 high school seniors, Atlantic City residents, that are going to college, and we're going to give them a $10,000 scholarship. And the people who are struggling in college, we're going to give $500,000 to the side, and we're going to pick 50 sophomores, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors to give them $10,000 as well to assist the gap with education. The ESA program, we're using $2 million from the American Rescue Plan, and we're using $3 million from the state of New Jersey, 16.8 extra funding. This has been a struggle. We've announced this project a couple of times, but we're in better position that we're using $2 million from the American Rescue Plan funds. We're looking for a community partner to partner with the city to become the landlord of the building, and I'm not going to stop until we get this done. $2 million to continue the depletion of Atlantic City Aquarium, which is a big revenue generator for Atlantic City. That should be done by May. $1 million in small business gap funding. What good are we if we can't help our struggling businesses? We want to put ourselves in a position to continue to assist the minority businesses, which has been a dying breed here in the city of Atlantic City. $1 million for demolition. And I'm extremely proud of this. We haven't done anything for our veterans. They made us the land of the free and the home of the brave, and we're committing a leftover $430,000 to get this park done, and it will be done on D-Day, which is June 6, 2023. It's in O'Donnell Park. And okay funding for Ducktown area. Our continuing educational series with residents. That's the Mayor's Office Small Business Academy. You see this in the summer. Got on my shorts and my Air Force Ones. But that's at the Carnegie Library. And we partner with Tanger Outlet. We're doing real things with the community. That's Atlantic City resident Yannette Grissom. Her business is called Body by Yaya. The winner of the business pitch competition received the storefront at Tanger Outlets. Investment cohort, we're bringing that back this year. We created 66 investors in Atlantic City. They all had brokerage accounts, and they went through 2 6-week courses, and they've been actively investing since, and we want to bring it back for the residents. And all of these programs are free for the Atlantic City residents. The trucking school, look at the graduates, people getting their paper. The classes take place in the skate zone in partnership with CRDA, ACUA, and Atlantic County. And for the people in Atlantic City that can't afford it, thank you, CRDA. They've been granting $5,000 scholarships because that's how much it costs. The Atlantic City Infrastructure Program. This photo was taken in July of this past July 2022. We did an overnight trip to DC. We went to see the DC infrastructure program that was heralded by President Biden in his speech. This is a program that takes residents through a 12-week intense course, 14 weeks when you count the 2 training classes, and guarantees them jobs at a minimum of $25 per hour in partnership with Petco Holdings and Atlantic City Electric. That was that day. They said that it took 2 years to get the DC program on. This is the press conference in September when we announced it. In DC, I told them, I said it took DC 2 years. I said, give me a couple of months and it'll be up and running in Atlantic City. And this right here is the picture of the first class where 28 Atlantic City residents will graduate at Stockton University on February 2nd. So give that a round of applause. And new this year is our new residential programming, where you get people complaining. I live in Atlantic City, I can't get a contract, I got this business, no one won't buy from me. Well, guess what? You're not prepared. You're not qualified. But under the small administration, we're going to get you prepared and qualified. We're going to have a seminar where we have all the people from purchasing, and all the necessary departments school you on how to get the necessary qualifications to do business. And this is important. The Atlantic City Residents Credit Repair Program in partnership with Ocean Inc. that will be run by this young lady here, Deanna Belly. Raise your hand. Small business initiatives. We're going to establish a microloan program for residents because we know sometimes we have issues such as credit. But the city is going to work with the private banks to get people approved for microloans. Ever growing a partnership with the NJEDA and thanks to Lieutenant Governor because before she made it happen, the NJRA was precluded from doing business here in the city of Atlantic City. Another one, the African American Chamber of Commerce from the state of New Jersey will have an office in the Carnegie Building to offer business solutions for Atlantic City residents. New industry. Sean, is that, come on real quick? It's the cannabis industry.
Good afternoon, everybody. Cannabis is extremely important. We just want to come up here and let you guys know what's going on. My name is Cannabis, everybody calls me Cash. I'm the chair of the Cannabis Review Board. This is Zach. He's going to do a few words.
How you doing, everyone? Thank you for the opportunity to speak, Mr. Mayor. It's a great green day here in the city of Atlantic City. 2023 marks the continuation and the activation of our Atlantic City Cannabis Review Board. Championed by New Jersey CRC Commissioner Nash as the most forward-thinking municipality in the state, our review board actively searches for proven and innovative approaches to help integrate and oversee this multi-billion-dollar industry. One of those is the creation of the Green Zone, which came about after extensive conversations with residents and business owners in each ward. The Green Zone helps prospective cannabis businesses by identifying what areas of the city are available while streamlining the application and approval process. Revenue through cannabis in New Jersey is on pace to be a multi-billion-dollar industry in 2023, with adult use cannabis sales exceeding $175 million last quarter alone. The state of New Jersey has collected over $100 million in cannabis tax and revenues thus far. The city of Atlantic City will continue to collect 2% of all recreational sales in addition to the funds collected through medical sales, transfer taxes, and the application fees. Cannabis means new construction and new business. The expansion of the Orange Loop continues with the addition of MPX's new adult use cannabis dispensary and lounge located on St. James. Not only does new construction mean new ratables, it also means that MPX was able to design this facility from the ground up, tailored specifically for our city. We've also seen long-shuttered buildings find new life as cannabis companies enter into agreements with Atlantic City-based facilities. Design 710 has built a world-class facility with cutting-edge design highlighting elements of our history right here at 112 Park Place, which will be open next month. We will also celebrate the opening of Atlantic City's first micro-cannabis businesses, many of which are owned by minorities, veterans, and residents of Atlantic City itself.
Most importantly, what this means is Atlantic City will be the East Coast hub. We spoke on that last year, and I want to be extremely clear and extremely proud to say we are getting all the support from the national level. We have the state of New Jersey just issued a $10 million grant that will come out that will affect a lot of social equity applicants. So please stay focused. If there's anything that you need to know, please call the Atlantic City office. We will help you out. Thank you. Have a great day.
And that's new construction. That's a rateable on the tax base here in the city of Atlantic City. This is the Orsted property that is in Bungalow Park. Atlantic Shore Winds made a big investment here in the city of Atlantic City. And that's the wind, go back. That's the Wind Energy Training Center at ACCC that will train our Atlantic City residents for those high-paying jobs. Development projects. This is the City Hall courtyard. It's not just a courtyard, is 2 improved parking lots along with 8 charging stations. Game changer. Here's the Showboat Water Park that a lot of people thought would never be completed. It's scheduled to open on Memorial Day. This was last week. And in addition to this, they have 2 zip lines, a tree house, and a lazy river that goes around the whole park, and a wave pool as well. And at night, it turns into a nightclub for adults. At the adult-only section, you can get manicures, pedicures, and massage while your niece, your nephew, your son, and your daughter play in the water park. In addition to that, Showboat, Bart Blackstein is fixing all rooms in the Showboat to give the guests a greater experience. And also, it's called the Terminal. This is at the old Showboat bus lot. The first of its kind is 70,000 square feet of convention space at the Showboat. Caesar's renovations. We're right here. But before I talk about Caesar's, let's talk about our good friends from Golden Nugget. We didn't have a graphic that was appropriate to show for the State of the City address, but the city of Golden Nugget is working on a comprehensive plan to improve the marina that would include development that we all can support. This is Caesar's.
I don't either, but.
This is a new theater that Caesar's had that will be open this spring. This is Philadelphia's Good Dog Bar that is coming here to the great city of Atlantic City. We're excited about that. The new Kelsey's. We are close to submitting an application to CRDA. It is important that we support African American businesses, and we said we want to control the narrative. Everyone knows, it's not your fault, Sean, but CRDA has done nothing for minority businesses, but this is the year that we break the mold and get excited. This is in the tourism district, and it's a tourist attraction. Everybody that comes to Atlantic City goes to Kelsey's. One of the exciting things, and getting loaded to the presentation, is the Rotunda project. We're getting a new amusement ride on the boardwalk, it's right there, sorry, near Brighton Park. And why is that important? Go back to the stranded properties. Last year, I identified these 3 properties as stranded properties. I'm proud to announce that the Pinnacle site, which is under new ownership, has a fascinating plan that is not ready for this address. But they are bullish on Atlantic City, they're excited. Jim Rotella set up a call with the governor's office and trying to bring call icon to the table so the city can know what it takes to get this truck plaza site developed. In Caspian Point, there was a deal in place that fell through. But however, we're still, Business Administrator Anthony Swan and I are talking to the Kushners to move this project along. This is in Bungalow Park. Everything don't have to be big development, but this is waterfront property that gives us more ratables on the base. This is construction that's going to happen this year in Orange Loop. One South New York Avenue, an old office building in Atlantic City that has sat here forever. It just goes to show that people are bullish on Atlantic City. These are 65 lofts, something that we don't have in Atlantic City, and this will take place at 1 South New York Avenue, which, again, these aren't rentals, this is home ownership. The skate zone, the much talked about skate zone. The city brought in $310,000. We spent $235, so on the base of it, it would say that the skate zone is making money. However, due to the extensive repairs that are needed to the roof, to the Zamboni, to the ice and other areas in the building, this is a loser for the city as far as financial. However, we're still keeping our options open. As I said, April 2023, we may want to have a discussion to convert it into a voting room. Dave and Buster's, more family entertainment is coming to the old 4040 this July, and it's more family entertainment offered in the great city of Atlantic City. Aha. Despite, they say a picture's worth 1,000 words, right? Despite reports that Wawa's not interested in Atlantic City and all the jargon that comes with that, we had a meeting, and we're hopeful to continue these discussions. That's Wawa's real estate today. All right, as this presentation comes to an end, the next couple slides, Beta Field. And I would like to say that the state has kept their word and not bigfooting Atlantic City. That's a term used by the lieutenant governor and the governor. However, us local officials, both the mayor and city council, are one. We're united. We've been working with Dean. All the talk about transparency needs to stop, because you can't cry transparency when we're working directly with the state of New Jersey, the EDA, the DCA, and the governor's office, and the attorney general's office. And the item almost made me genuine. But it was cool because the state just wanted to make sure that Atlantic City is protected. We have nothing to lose, ladies and gentlemen, and we told the group, you get the opportunity, you get your window of exclusivity, and you don't do nothing with it, it's your fault, not ours. So we're going to continue to work on this Beta Field because, as I talked about revenue and finance in the beginning, this is too important in Atlantic City, for Atlantic City. And also with that, if a redevelopment agreement is reached on the developer's dime, any location in the city that we want, because we don't have a community center or a recreation center, they will spend $15 million to build said facility for the children and seniors of Atlantic City. Give that a round of applause. Go back. Keep it on Beta Field. As the mayor of the great city of Atlantic City, we talked about transformational leadership. We talked about being bold, aggressive, and everything. People said that Trump Plaza would never be torn down. The small administration made it happen. People said a lot of things in Atlantic City would happen. I can't tell you the amount of phone calls I got. Oh my God, what are you going to do with this place? It is disgusting. Use the same action that you use with Trump Plaza. It's an eyesore on the city. Well, I'm happy to announce, don't play that, but the glass has been purchased and construction will start on this property. The Atlantic Club. 2 towers, 1 condominium, which again, regulars on the tax base, and a major chain hotel who they are still in negotiations with. This is the view from Pacific Avenue. The view from the boardwalk.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the City of Atlantic City's 2023 State of the City Address. I'm Mayor Small to this point. As you see, well, it's a great day here in the City of Atlantic City. But this year, the transformation
Now, ladies and gentlemen, before you go, I got one thing to say. I will forever be unapologetic anytime that I can get in front of this esteemed group, and we want to take as long as we want, because guess what? If Mayor Small didn't have a plan, if Mayor Small wasn't focused, I'll be up here for 17 minutes. And with that being said, can we say great day?
the
Okay.
IT.
What a great day it has been. We thank you again.